What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. And today I'm bringing you guys another weekly market breakdown on none other than NAS100. With that being said, let's get right on into this breakdown. So the first thing we're going to start off is going to the higher time frames. So we're going to start off on a new chart and go on to here. Now we're going to mark up these higher time frames. So it's the same chart. Don't know, but we about to go all the way to the monthly. Start off up here. First thing I noticed is this monthly we did have this drop, and now we are, last month we did print a bullish engulfing candle. So in my opinion, I think after clearing this low right here, that price is going to, I don't even think cleared it, came down and touched into it, but as of right now it's holding up this monthly bullish order block right in here. Get this in there. It's holding above this area, and if you would have pulled your fib from this low all the way to this high up here, we came to test 62%. And why do we use this low? Because this is the last down move right here in that range that we're currently in. So that's currently what's happening. We are respecting that 13,000 area all the way down here. After we came to 13,000, the price has been just extremely bullish. So that's going to be our area that we're paying attention to, and as long as we stay above 13,000, I think there's a pretty high chance that price is going to remain bullish. So now let's go into the weekly. First thing that I'm noticing is last week we did catch this bearish week, and I do have some sell orders up in here in the weekly candle, but that's not the point. What we're going to do right now is we're going to be anticipating a potential retracement that price may be looking to have. But first things first, I do think that there's a chance that price is going to try to come clear this high. In my opinion, we're going to see if this high gets cleared potentially this week. Might go for clearing and then come back down lower. Because if you do what I'm about to do, which is keep this high up here in mind, this is the high on the daily time frame, weekly time frame. We're going to draw our fib from that high to this low. And you see right above this high is a 62% level, and we're also, that would be our 15,300 big figure level. So right here. So we could potentially clear this high and then continue moving on lower, essentially retrace back into this bullish order block that we have down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one that we had on the monthly, I'm going to change it. We're going to be watching this area right here, just like that. So that's something that I am paying attention to, because we are printing this rejection candle, and I do know that after coming into this area right up here, this breaker block that we have, price is starting to reject that way. So I do think we could potentially come a little bit higher, but if we don't, then I do think price is going to start coming back down to this 13,750, 700 area. So now let's go on to the daily time frame. Down here we do have this fair value gap right in here. So from here to here, we left this gap that could potentially look to get filled in this area. So once we look for that to get filled at this high, the order block is where we're going to ideally be looking for potential trades. And if you pay attention to where that is price wise, that's right at 13,700, right in there. Now let's go on to the hour time frame. Now I'm not even going to go any lower than that. I'm going to just stay with the higher time frames, but this is basically what I have based off the weekly time frame. And we see that we could easily come into this 13,700 area. There's a lot of confluence. We have the high of this order block, we have that fair value gap that needs to be filled. We also have the high of this weekly candle right in here that could potentially be coming to get filled, and we have 14,000. So from that 14,000 to at least 13,700, that 300 point range, that's where I ideally think we're going to get the most reaction, and that's where I'm going to be targeting if we do continue moving bearish. So that's basically my analysis so far for the higher time frame. I am short-term bearish, long-term bullish, but we will see, because I still want to see these these lows all the way down here get ran through at some point. So we're going to be paying attention to that. So now we're going to go on to the intraday chart right over here. We're going to start off on a 15-minute time frame, and we're going to do our 3-point outline that consists of previous day's high, previous day's low, all the way down here. Didn't mean to do that. Right down here. So we got the previous day's high, the previous day's low. We're going to get that previous Friday's Asian session range, previous Thursdays, because Friday it didn't have range since the market closes early. So from 18 o'clock all the way to midnight, that's going to be our range that we're going to be paying attention to. And as you can see, price already cleared these highs over here on Friday. So I'm not going to be looking for price to ideally come that high. If we are going to be remaining bearish, what I'm going to be using is the previous day high and low. So from here to here, and I'm going to draw my fib to see if there's a potential area where price may retrace into before falling. So right here, right above these highs, or even right above these highs right here, I will be expecting price to make a run above to clear the liquidity, potentially start to fall lower. And if you also look to the left, we're right at that low, the Asian session range, so we can easily potentially retrace back into it and then start to fall off. And if you also look at where we are price wise, 14,900 big figure level is right in between all of it right there. So we'll see. I do think there's a high chance that price is going to come up above and potentially catch this resistance and then start to just drop off, in my opinion. And we're going to see what's the hour time frame, if there's any areas within here that price could likely tap on into. Before anything, let me get the 50% of the Asian range also. So from there to there, 50% is right. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good area within here. This 14,900 area is looking pretty good. 79% of the fib would be the highest point, in my opinion, where I would want to see it cleared. And that's really all I see as of right now. We're just gonna have to let the market continue to play out and see what the market can do, in my opinion. But I am looking at this area right here, 14,900. That's going to be an area that I'm going to be paying attention to and just watching out for potential shorts. And if anything, if price does keep going higher from there, we'll then reevaluate what's going on. But as of just 8 guys. But as of right now, this is what I'm expecting. And let's say price doesn't immediately start to push higher, what can honestly happen? Price could potentially still come down into this area, try to fill in this fair value gap that we have from this low. So if we pull our fib from here to here, we could potentially see price maybe try to come a little bit lower. So where did I draw the fib? From that high and this low is where I drew it. You can even potentially maybe even draw it from this low down here. But in my opinion, this fib right here is pretty clean. And that also lines up with that 14,800 area. So if price does have a retracement, I think this would be a pretty good area where price could potentially come back into. Didn't mean to put that one up there. So if this doesn't happen, ideally I would want to see price potentially retrace before potentially pushing back higher. So there's a few things that I would want to see, in my opinion, but we will see what happens. Yeah, that's all I really have for you guys as of right now. It's a quick little breakdown. Nothing much is happening. We do have news this week, and here the times we have news is Monday we don't have no news. Tuesday we have news at 8:30, 9:45, and 10 a.m. Wednesday we have news at 1 p.m. Thursday we have news at 8:30 a.m. and Friday we have no news. So those are the times for the news this week. I will be only looking to be taking London continuation trades, in my opinion, because whenever I take reversals, I tend to get clapped up. So I'm just going to be refining this strategy, refining this one setup, and really just going ham with it and just learning everything about it. And once I master this one setup, I'll move on to other ones. But as of right now, I'm probably going to be taking at best maybe 2-3 trades a week. But if I do take these 3 trades, I will be able to add more risk to each of these setups. So instead of risking 0.5% on those reversal trades that I usually take, I could be risking 1 to 2% on each of these positions, potentially be making 1 to say 3% a day, 4% a day if I risk 2%. So even though I'm taking less trades, less is more, and that's what I preach. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this, send it to Telegram, serve them what I'm thinking. But that's really all I have for you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like the video, make sure you share with a friend, and make sure you comment. And also make sure you stay motivated by the fear of being average. Make sure you join the Telegram. The link is in the description. And I'll see you all soon. See you tomorrow for my live trading session. Let's have a good week. Stay productive, and I'll see you all soon.